Welcome to the Misadventures with
Kiki
and Cowboy. How are you doing today, Kiki?
I'm peachy keen.
Peachy keen.
Thank you very much.
Same. I think I'm also keen of the peachy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Can you be watermelon keen? I'd prefer watermelon.
Oh, gross.
But that's what I would prefer.
That's my least favorite melon.
Can I not? Oh,
actually, that's not true. That's not true.
What's
that's
your least favorite?
That's probably my most favorite of the least favorite melons.
All right. Well, we're going to have to do an audience poll.
Okay.
And it'll be what's your of the melons?
Every one of them should just be burned. Just set fire.
They're wondrous for breakfast.
No,
you've got your
awful.
honeydews.
No.
My gosh, you've not had honeydew and cantaloupe and
cantaloupe, gross. Anything melon.
Wow.
Now I like squashes.
Oh, well, that is.
So I mean, I like gourd.
That
I like
literally
gourd vegetables.
Yeah, it's like,
so it's not like I have
It's like
anything
we're talking about
against
steak, and you're like, you know what I like? I like pizza. That's great. It's not topical at all. Just because it's gourd-like.
I just wanted to make it clear that I'm not prejudiced.
There are things that you like.
I'm not prejudiced against.
I also like random things that are not related to the conversation.
Right? Aren't
gourded vegetables?
Yes, I mean, aren't melons part of the gourd family?
I think so.
Wouldn't they be?
Yeah. There's got to be what's is there such thing as a gourdologist? There's got to be somebody out there that knows a lot about gourds. It'd be awesome if their name was Gordon.
I'm thinking somebody who's like a brain surgeon.
Yes. Also knows a lot about, that's funny. Your gourd, your melon.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. I think I know one or two of those.
Yes. You have gotten me to appreciate a watermelon generously laden with tajin.
Okay. Yes. That is also good. No question.
Yes.
Delicious. My mouth is watering now, Kiki.
Is it?
Yes, I'm wanting a tahini-laden watermelon.
Yes. That is good. And I just went to the grocery store, and I'd like to report that I did not purchase any heinous melons.
Oh, but you purchased watermelon?
Not at all.
So wait. So watermelon is among the heinous?
It is. It's just the least heinous of the melons. I've learned to tolerate it. It's similar to celery.
Celery is amazing.
Celery is so awful.
But with only one key ingredient added.
Peanut butter.
Of course.
And raisins.
With celery?
Yeah, you put raisins on top of your peanut butter. So
you don't do this.
I had a friend in elementary school.
It's
called
thing?
Frogs on a Log.
It's
so cute.
I've heard of that now. I always wondered
you
what that was.
fill up your little trough with peanut butter, and then you put little raisins on top.
That's how you ruin the peanut butter and celery combo.
No, it's very good.
Okay, you know what? Reese's should come out with a chocolate and peanut butter Reese's cup with a raisin inside of it. You know what happens when you eat that? You barf. Because you're like, there's something in it.
Do you know, this is how you ruin celery. You put plastic peanut butter on it. That's how you ruin celery.
Okay, I think we've had this debate.
Celery's already ruined on its own.
We've had this debate before in a previous episode. I'm sure of it. And if we haven't, Kiki eats this au naturel peanut butter. No, I have no problem with it other than it's gross.
Other than I'm judgy about your
super judgy.
Artificial
My favorite peanut butter
plastic
is
peanut butter.
Crunchy or super crunchy if they have it, Jif peanut butter. And she calls it plastic peanut butter because the ingredients list is long and it looks like it's something out of a pharmaceutical disclaimer.
It doesn't need to be refrigerated.
It's the perfect food.
You could use it to spackle your walls.
Yes, or yes,
and fill holes.
Or
it's
remove
the
rust.
same.
Yes.
The same texture as caulk.
Say that again, darling. You have to emphasize the L.
I said caulk.
When you say it out of context, you have to emphasize the caulk. Caulk.
No, I wouldn't. Nobody says caulk.
Caulk.
No, it's caulk.
Okay. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You're talking like Frank from Father of the Bride now. Let's go get some caulk. Cack.
I believe you have a pretty funny story about that. Did we already say that story on one of our
it's
episodes?
Spelled with it's C-A-U-L-K. Caulk.
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 You don't see the L in salmon.
Salmon.
You do not. You don't say the T in often.
I often do.
No, you do not. Not if you're married to me, you don't.
Well, I know something's going to get under your skin. I'll have to do that.
Damn it.
Often. We're having a quandary again, aren't we?
No, there's no quandary.
Where were we going with this when we started here?
Oh,
cue the cows.
Yeah, we were going to say, I think everyone has an arsehole in the family, and if you don't, then you are the arsehole.
That's a British term for
yes,
something that sounds similar in American.
Yes.
So that isn't exactly where I thought we were going.
That's not where we're going.
So everyone should know that before Kiki and I sit down, we actually do that's not true. After we've sat down, we do this very brief prep session for our episodes.
Can you call that a brief?
Yeah.
Can you call that a prep session?
It's brief.
It's brief, but
she pulls up our little notes and goes, "You want to talk about this or this?" And I'll go, "That one." And she goes, and then we literally hit record.
Yes.
And that's how quickly we're.
That's it. And so we have no idea. This is podcasting without a safety net.
That's correct.
So that explains.
We are seated though.
That just explains a lot for those of you who are listening, and you go, now I see why the episodes
why it seems
are
like just a chain of random consciousness.
Yes. Yes. So which it is.
It is. So
where were you going with that?
The arsehole thing?
Yes. Well, you said you were asking me to lead us into the topic, into the conversation.
And that's what I was asking.
But you clearly didn't like my...
That everyone has an arsehole in their family?
Yeah, what I said.
I want to know where that's going.
Well,
Unless, wait, is it because I'm the arsehole?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, good. Okay, great.
So...
Then I'm satisfied.
Well, so before we get into the topic...
Oh, right.
But it is related to the topic.
Is it? She's touching her nose like she's signaling to me.
No, I have an itch on my nose.
Okay.
Okay. So
there's no one else in the room.
So we have.
That's not true. We have a live studio audience.
We do have a live studio audience. 2 dogs and maybe a random child wandering around.
Occasional.
So we have an arsehole in our family. Maybe more than one. I don't know.
Sure, more than one.
And
there's 2 of us in the room.
And so the fodder of I don't know. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not comedic. Sometimes it is just eye rolling, whatnot. But every once in a while, particularly since Cowboy has joined our family, we have found it to be pretty fun to do things that will annoy or the arsehole. Vex, maybe that's a good word. And so here's my confession to the world. We were down in Austin and we're visiting family. And so there was a moment on which Cowboy was sitting out on the patio and he had the fans going on the patio and he was smoking a pipe or something like that.
Yep. Just enjoying some nice English tobacco.
Yes. And so he came in.
Actually, I think it's grown in Virginia.
But said person came by a little while later. And it was maybe, 30 minutes, an hour, a couple hours. I'm not really sure, but you would come inside. Time kind of
slips when we're visiting family.
It does. And but the fans were still out on the patio, which I don't think much of. But this person is in his mid to late 80s. And octogenarian? Octogenarian?
Is that
maybe?
Right?
Yeah.
You call a person in their 80s.
Yeah. And
I ask Google, what do you call a person in their 80s?
He notices that the fans are on.
Yeah, it's an octogenarian.
And he likes to give us a hard time every time we're there about the fact that we're eating all the food in the pantry. We're using up all of the electricity.
Absolutely.
We're using all the hot water.
Yep.
So we make a joke out of it, at least a little bit
yes.
to try and
I love this joke.
Try and at least lift our spirits a little bit to have to deal with it. But what's funny, here's my confession. He walks in the room, he notices the fans are on, and he says to me, "Did your sister leave those on?" And I was like, "Looks like it."
The answer is always yes.
So
you threw your sister under the bus?
Totally.
Oh, that's awesome.
So he starts shaking his head and he's like, "You guys just think I'm made out of money." And then he's like, "Can you help me turn those off?" And I was like, "Well, of course I can.
I am a gracious individual.
I would love to." So of course
I
my
will
sister,
stop eating the snacks.
My
from
sister
the
is
pantry.
is my younger sister, and so
she joined us on an episode.
So we're always in some ridiculous competition to be the better child, and so I win.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tango, if you're listening to one of these episodes...
we got you. I had no part in it other than I left the fans on. Pretty sure I did.
But, okay, so let's talk about this octogenarian.
Yes.
So, one of the days that we were down there, so this person used to drive every single day to the grocery store.
Yes.
To purchase
a pilgrimage, if you will.
Yes, and usually in the
it's a social outing.
wee morning hours, and as of late has not been allowed or not able to drive the car so much.
It's unsafe. It's become unsafe.
It's become a little bit unsafe
for everyone involved. Yes.
My mom. Well, actually, it was not even my mom. He comes up to me. And he says, because you were out riding your motorcycle one day.
Yes, I was.
And he says, do you think Cowboy will take me to the grocery store? And I was like,
Kiki,
yes, he will.
Of course he would. I can feel the delight when you're like,
absolutely,
because she knows what happens when this happens, and that I've never been subjected to.
You have never
outing with said octogenarian.
Had to go on the outing
the
of the grocery
octogenarian
store.
outing. Yes.
In fact, I don't know that I've ever had to go, but
you're going with me next time. I'll tell you
I'm pretty confident that I know what it's like.
It was life changing.
And so the best way I can explain it is that I have this term for him that when he gets an audience of any sort, I think of him almost being like up on stage with like jazz hands.
Yeah, like a show pony.
And it's like yes, yeah. And it's show guy.
The show version of said,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he is giddy.
Yeah.
He is eager to go. He keeps asking me every 2 minutes, do you think when he gets home he'll be ready to take me? Do you think we can go right away?
I mean, it's kind of like
it's kind of
like an 8-year-old when they're like, Mommy, when can we go? When can we go? So 100%. Excited. It's like waiting for Christmas.
I think you literally, your foot crossed the threshold and it was like, I'm ready to go.
I've literally been riding a motorcycle for a couple hours out in the heat. Yeah.
Yes,
like,
and so you're
give
like,
me just a few. I took
okay.
a quick shower.
Yes,
and I'm kind, if
you
anything, and I agreed in absentia. Apparently,
you did.
I was
you were
volunteered.
voluntold.
Yes, voluntold by Kiki that I was going to be doing this thing. And then the adventure began.
Yes, so do explain.
So, we had to...
I'm delighted. I'm sitting here with a big smile on my face, and I'm just like,
casual conversation on the way to the store with the...
and by the way, the store is 5 minutes.
If that, yeah.
If that, from the house.
Yes, and during that... we were talking about the list of items we were to purchase and why, and some brand loyalty, some preferences about different types of meat.
Oh, yes, and I do believe my mom wanted you to actually pick up a couple of items, and so that was throwing the list and said person into a little bit of a tizzy.
Yes, because it wasn't it was somewhat divergent of the octogenarian's plans.
Yes,
Yeah, so
yes.
like,
he does not do well when the
change.
plans are changed.
Yeah.
Yes,
slight change. So we get to the store, and we get a cart going, and I start walking with him, and he starts engaging with conversation with random people, and these conversations are the type of conversations that you're not sure if both parties agreed to the conversation. and being the third wheel, like instantly the third wheel, because the other party kind of looks at me like, what's going on? I'm like, I'll leave you to it. And then I luckily I had a photograph of the opposite side of the piece of paper, so then I could go wander the store. But every time I'd come back and find the show pony, he would introduce me to new friend. They would continue talking.
And was it a new friend each single time?
There were.
Like you'd wander away and you'd come back and
there's
a
new conversation.
Friend, a new friend.
Yeah. Basically,
I like that show pony. That's
so
funny.
he came. Basically, if you came within 5 feet of him,
5 feet is a pretty good radius. Yeah. I mean,
it's hard to avoid that actually in aisles.
Yeah. That's practically like across the aisle. Yeah. Like in the other aisle. Yeah. Hey, I hear somebody on the other side of the aisle. Yes. You want to talk to me?
Well, talk to me. Yeah. So he would engage, and I did witness one that was a very quick, like, he would say something to engage, and the person like, oh, thank you, no, thank you, and like walk away kind of stuff. But generally, people are generally kind, and again, an octogenarian is someone generally you would think worth listening to and participating with, and he had moments of there was some laughter and things like that going on, but
he could be witty.
Yeah, definitely witty.
Yes, in show pony form, he definitely turns on a little bit of the charisma.
Got a welcoming smile and whatnot. But I think where things went south was when we were there way too long.
Oh no, you have to tour the entire grocery store.
Yes, every aisle.
Single aisle, every single corner.
And I to preserve
section
sanity,
by section.
I would kind of just go and hang out in a corner of the store. And look at ingredients or things just like, because I knew.
I can't believe that you left him by himself.
I could not hang with him and endure the conversations, because there's already one person that was miserable in the conversation. I was going to make it two.
How self-sacrificing of you.
I know I am. Throwing people under the bus left and right. But no, there was one fellow.
You're like, better you than me.
Pretty much.
Run away.
I was just basically returning the favor what Kiki did to me. But I mean, there were a couple of pretty decent conversations.
Lives on.
Yeah, I walked into just checking on him in a couple of pretty good conversations where the octogenarian and another person, we'll name him Fred or something, actually seemed to be getting along pretty great. Like there's some good fun. They were both, I think they were more or less both there at the store for the same reason.
Okay.
Therefore it was welcoming, but the exit. So finally, and what's funny is I had stuff in my cart that was like
melting.
At some point it was just like, I think it's going to go bad. I was tempted to go put it back and make another selection, but Kiki,
approximately
I think
how
you know
long
this.
are we talking about? Because I was fully anticipating that this trip was going to probably be like a 2-hour trip.
So I say
toward
the close of an hour, when I know that. So the grocery list. Let's just say if you were a speed running, you could have had this grocery list and been door to door, like from your car door back to the same car door in the same parking lot, probably in under 4 minutes. If you knew your stuff.
Yeah.
And that's including like a speedy checkout.
Yeah.
We're at the end of an hour. And it literally, there's like maybe 8 to 12 items. And several of them are like in the same aisle, like the same
exactly.
stuff.
I think it was like eggs,
cheese, butter,
butter, and then
a different type of cheese, and some sausage,
some frozen stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and so like you didn't have to really.
Yeah, this was clearly a social engagement.
Yeah, you did not have to wander the whole store.
And it was clear to me after some period of time.
Now wait, hold on. Is he like Dory, where he forgets? And so he just walks up to people and he starts off, or does he actually know these people?
No, I'm sure he's introducing himself.
Okay.
I think one was a repeat until we got to the front counter.
Oh, boy.
And I think he could tell that I was expiring just because my look was like, can we fucking go? Because I'd been on the motorcycle. I got up early that morning, had coffee, got out on the bike. I was, it was getting closer to like, it's time for me to sit down on a sofa.
He had hot dogs to buy.
He did.
He needed to get those dogs.
Yeah, hot dogs and buns. Yes. Jinx. But what's interesting is we get to the checkout and then the show has ended.
Oh.
The charm is gone.
It just turned off.
It's
like
now
a
it's
switch.
business. And
oh, yes.
And it was interesting. The engagement with the staff was very terse, short-tempered. Yeah. And to me, the change was quick enough that it shocked me.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, almost like I'm not with this fella.
Yeah,
whereas before I was just like, hey, this is my octogenarian. I hope y'all are having fun talking. Now I'm just like, I don't know this man. I don't know who this person is. And it was luckily, clearly, the staff knows this person.
Oh,
they probably have a picture of him in the back to say.
They probably don't need a picture of him in the back.
There's probably a dozen of them that live in the
because like I
yeah.
said, I am not exaggerating. While he was driving, he would go to the store every single day.
They know him.
At 5 a.m.,
Yep.
6 a.m.
Yep. So if it was your shift, if that was your regular shift, you knew.
So
you knew this fella.
You would know him.
And the other thing is when you're in that industry, there's a dozen of those people that visit every day.
Yes.
It's just the way it is. And that's and again, to give them some grace, that's their social outing. That's their social engagement. But the treatment of service people like that is really doesn't sit well.
No, it absolutely doesn't.
So luckily we got out of there with only 2 altercations.
But I think I think there was something though, wasn't it? That there was a problem with
the lady in front of us who was probably pushing the similar age. She's probably 70.
70.
But her coupons weren't working properly, as in they probably weren't being honored. And so there was a debate happening
between her and
a staff member,
the cashier.
Yes.
Okay.
Who the cashier then called in a manager. Well, while that continued,
while you guys are in line.
So my show person,
your show pony,
starts calling out the person who would be scanning our items to say, hey, basically ignore that and take care of me, even though the transaction wasn't complete.
Right. So the cashier has rung up this other person in front of you
and
guys.
And it's not final.
She hasn't paid.
Right.
Her coupons are not working properly, which, by the way, that's the correct pronunciation. A coupon. Just want to point that out there.
Did I say it a different way?
You did.
Did I say coupons?
You did.
Okay, hold on.
And
we're going to the internet.
And so now,
is it coupon or coupon?
You're googling it in the middle of the show.
It's pronounced differently in American and British English.
Oh, which way do I say it? Drum roll, please.
Well, in American English, it's pronounced coupon, while in British English it's pronounced coupon.
I say it the American way?
A British
citizen
are saying it wrong.
I'm saying it wrong for my
I feel redeemed.
Countrymen?
Everything's suddenly bright and glorious.
Wow.
Boy, I haven't had a win like that in a long time.
Oh my gosh, you sure have not.
Coupon.
Oh, I've been saying coupon for my whole life. Clearly.
Well, there's some the word coupon comes from the French verb couper.
It does, to cut.
To cut. Oh.
Yes, I
anyway,
would know that.
Speaking of to cut, it doesn't work. My show pony was trying to cut past this transaction and just say
now just ring me up.
Tap 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 tap. Hey you, wake up. Hello, you're supposed to be ringing me up right now. And luckily this person has probably seen a lot of this, and he's just kind of held his hand up. But my show pony just started putting groceries on the conveyor belt and kind of pushing them up there, like almost mixing with the other person's stuff.
Almost mixing with other person's stuff.
I was like, oh my God. Well, luckily that got resolved somewhat quickly. We were able to check out. And then on the way out, just as a coup de grace,
Oh, look at you.
The show pony calls out a woman who works there, and he clearly knows, and turns to me with a smile and says, loudly says,
so
this
that
is
she
the
can hear.
meanest white woman in the area that they live, Austin. Yeah, and the lady just kind of looks at me like, it's this guy, like that. But she kind of smiles. She's like, oh, you kind of stuff like that, and then we make our exit. But this is an hour.
You had quite the adventure.
Yeah, it was an hour of. I
think you now have
a test.
A fast friend.
I think I now have. I'm resigned to being the person that transports the pony to the
I think you probably are, because
I don't see how I'm going to get out of this.
I don't either.
The only thing I can conceive of is
because I'm not doing it.
So it looks like now every time we visit, 8-hour motorcycle rides. I'm just gonna have to just go.
Oh, sorry, can't take you. I'm on the motorcycle.
I'm still on the motorcycle. Well, the problem is he'll wake me up at 5 a.m.
Oh, yes, he will.
Well, let's go before
he gets up at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
He'll just be like, it's a 24-hour
Yeah, he's
store.
like, let's go. Let's go before you ride.
Before you ride.
Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, so anyway, the things we inherit is blended family.
Things you don't know about when you swipe right.
You get bonus children. You get bonus animals.
Lord knows I did not put that in my description.
Oh my gosh! And you get bonus octogenarians.
A bonus octogenarians.
Yes.
Bonus show ponies.
You know what? And I love her so much. I'm cool with it. Because everybody deserves a chance.
Really? You should see the look he's giving me.
I can't believe she volunteered me for that. There will be.
I'm sure there will be retribution.
There will be.
I'm sure.
Retribution.
I'm sure.
It's going to be glorious. So tune in next time when the topic hopefully will be retribution. if it can only come so fast. So thank you for joining us on Misadventures with
Kiki
and Cowboy. We've had a great time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Ka-chow!